that you will choose to find what is on the other side of it, every moment you will build a habit of what? Of wins, bros. Come on.
Love you guys. I'm JK, your brother in the struggle.
So I'm going to assume that your question is, how do I stop being a victim? And how do I have self compassion and acceptance? You have it by working through this program. All right? The first thing you have to do is go back to that letter, the letter that you wrote to pornography, your history. All of you that joined this program, you'll receive an email every single week for the first 90 days. Y'all know that, right? I don't talk about those, but there are exercises in those emails. You're supposed to do those exercises. In those exercises, you talk about your sexual history. In those exercises, what do? You write the letter, the goodbye letter to porn, the thank you letter to porn. You put a chair in front of yourself and you sit your ass down and you read that letter out. You have to do that work. You have to go through the self talk in your head that tells you that you're a piece of shit, that tells you that you're a bad person. But ultimately, gentlemen, some guys get to the point where they are full of self love and full of self compassion. Let me tell you a secret. I am not. I have self love, I love myself, and I have compassion. But let me make one thing clear. At a certain point, my brothers, you have to accept that there may be some part of you that still needs work, but you cannot wait. Life is not waiting for you. You have to move forward, even if you feel internally that you are a bad person. Understand, if you stay here where you are in life, at this stage of your life, whether it is survival or stability, for too long because you are waiting for a perfect time where you will stop feeling like a victim, life will pass you by. Do not get sucked into the whole therapy stuff and working on myself that you do not move forward in love, in life, in every other area of your reboot capital. Some of you are stuck here because of fear, and then homeostasis kicks in because your biology doesn't care. You are dying at every moment. Your body is falling apart moment by moment. All of us here are older than we were 30 minutes ago. Something happened in our body. We died a little bit. And if you're here because you're just like, oh, I don't feel like a good person. I feel like a victim right now. And I need to stop feeling like a victim before I start my business. I need to stop feeling like a victim before I take that certification. I need to stop feeling like a victim before I go back to school. I need to stop feeling like a victim before I start dating. Brothers, it's going to pass you by. Work on yourself till you are out of the hole emotionally, but progress over perfection. You feel like a bad person. So what? If you do the work, doesn't matter what it is, if you do the work for your body, if you do the work to get into a relationship, if you follow whatever systems they are to get anything material and external in life, you will get it regardless of your internal state as long as you have acknowledged that internal state. If you do not acknowledge that there is a part of me that feels like a victim, it will sabotage you. Anything that you repress will come out and it will sabotage whatever system. It will sabotage the system you're using to generate financial success. It will sabotage the system that you are using to date and meet a woman. It will sabotage the system that you are using to change your body. It will sabotage your academics. But if you bring it out and you're just like, yes, I act like a victim. Yes, this is who I am. Yes, there's this problem and I am working on it. The system will still work for you. Why? Because you have brought awareness to this. You will see when it is trying to sabotage you, and you will be able to separate it from the rest of your life. This is one of the secrets that people out there, therapeutic community, will not tell you. Nobody will tell you that it is okay to feel like a shit and still do the work. I will tell you that your emotions have nothing to do with what? With your obligations. Just understand that, all right? But to answer your question directly, Daniel, use the tools in this program. Every moment that you experience a slip or relapse, you have two choices. You can view it as data or you can get sucked up into emotion. But in between that, there is a little space as you are making that decision. Within that space is where you love yourself. Within that decision is where you decide, oh, okay, you know what? I choose in this moment to be compassionate to myself. Compassion to yourself is choosing to acknowledge the strong emotion that comes up and saying, you know what? I care for myself. This emotion has come up. Should I take this emotion, weaponize it, use it as a whip, and self flagellate? Or should I acknowledge that some shame came up, understand the shame, and just realize, okay, this only came up because I was trying to protect myself from stress. This only came up because I was trying to protect myself from an insecurity. That's the choice you have. And the choice you make is the choice that builds your self compassion or makes you a victim. Data builds self compassion because the requirement to process data is processing a strong emotion that came up. When you roll in that emotion, you're not being self-compassionate. So what? Your slips and your relapses are the opportunity for self-love and self-compassion. That's why this no fap shit does not work. This shit that's like don't slip, don't relapse. No. The growth is in the slip and in the relapse. If any of this is getting into you guys' heads, because this is the system, this is what makes it phenomenal. This is how you get free of this behavior. Pyre says, so when you view slips as data, it is an act of self-compassion. Absolutely, it's an act of self-compassion. Don't take it too simply. Remember what I said. You don't just automatically, like a robot, view a slip as data. We all know that when we slip, a strong emotion comes up, right? Or a light emotion, right? Sometimes you don't give a shit, but a lot of times some shame comes up. You may not feel it then, but there might be shame, there might be anger, there might be disappointment. You have to make a choice. You're like, okay, I'm going to look at the data, but what do? Do you repress the emotion? Some of you guys do, and you do the data, and then you come back weeks later and you say, oh, but JK, I've been viewing the slips as data. Fine, you've been viewing the slips as data. What have you been doing with the emotion that comes up prior to you viewing the slips as data? Oh, well, I just ignored it. No, you deal with it. That's where the self-compassion comes in, to look at that emotion and make the choice to not beat yourself up. That is self-compassion, right? Like, okay, I love myself. I fucked up. Okay, fine. Right? But it's when you say, I fucked up. I am a bad person. I am a piece of shit. Something is inherently wrong with me. I always do this. I am never going to come out of this. I told myself yesterday, I told my accountability partners I would not slip again. Now look at me. I am now in a relapse. You made yourself a victim. And Daniel, that's the answer to your question. That's how you choose not to be a victim. There is no, you can go do some special class and go work with a fucking therapist and do all this stuff and spend your money on that. Or you can become an expert on yourself by realizing that every moment that you experience a slip, the universe, God, whatever it is, created every perceived negative situation with the other side of the coin. Do you guys see it? The solution is always there, moment to moment. That negativity, if you can build the mental habit of every time something bad happens to you sexually, that you will choose to find what is on the other side of it, every moment you will build a habit of what? Of wins, bros. Come on. Right? That's the system. Master it, guys. Master it. Understand this. And then moments to moments, you will change as a person. You'll go from a person who all the time, whose primary emotion is sadness and anger and fear and anxiety, to somebody whose emotion is what? It is joy. It is compassion. It is love. It is excitement. It is optimism, because you're constantly flipping the coin over every single time in order to get data from it. Right?
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to actually get a free copy of my book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men, where you'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I learned over the past 14 years, as well as get strategies for putting together your own personalized reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video to get the free ebook. And thirdly, if you're not sure where you'd like to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, or you'd like to spend time with more like-minded professionals like entrepreneurs, business owners, men who work in sales or consulting or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join the group in the description below this video. And finally, if you need our help right now because you have a burning issue, it's an emergency. Your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally. You're about to lose your relationship and you want to live up to your potential or be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, then click on the link in the description below this video that actually says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.